What up, though? LK the Leprechaun, back at it. About to drop another one. This one is about Keefe D. Who is Keefe D? What's he got to do with Tupac? Keefe D, the man indicted for Tupac's murder. Homicide detectives spent close to 3 decades investigating who was behind Tupac Shakur's murder during a drive-by shooting on the Las Vegas Strip on September 7th, 1996. On Friday, after decades of frustration for those who wanted justice for the beloved rapper, authorities announced a Clark County grand jury has handed down a murder indictment for Keefe D. The name is Duane Davis. Many people who did not believe the murder of Tupac Shakur was important to the police department, I am here to tell you that was simply not the case, said Las Vegas Sheriff Kevin McMahill. Authorities outlined the timeline and evidence they said built a solid case against Davis. Some of it built on interviews he gave to various media outlets. So I actually seen at least one of the interviews where Keefe D talked about what transpired at the casino with Orlando Anderson and the shooting afterwards. Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson said in a news conference Friday that Davis, Keefe D, will appear in court in the next few days to determine his custody status and set a court date for his trial. He has been charged with 1 count of open murder, use of a deadly weapon with a gang enhancement, Wolfson said. At 60 years old, Davis is the last living suspect in the case, authorities said. So, this man evaded authorities for 27 years. Who is he? A self-described hardened gangster. Davis, Keefe D, was the leader of the South Side Crips, the South Side Compton Crips gang when he planned his revenge against Shakur, police said. In 2019, he released a tell-all memoir called Compton Street Legend. In this memoir, he said he had risen up the ranks at the South California notorious gang to become shot caller and was running a multi-million-dollar drug empire nationwide. Born in Watts, California, Davis and his family moved to Compton, back then a middle-class family-oriented neighborhood for black families, he said. His father and uncle were betting on racehorses at some racetrack down in Tijuana, Mexico, when Keefe D's father won $50,000, the equivalent of $1 million today, he wrote in his memoir. 50,000, 1 million, I don't think them numbers add up, but this is his story. We'll let him tell it. With the money, Keefe D wrote his parents, his mother, a homemaker from Texas, and his father, a Marine from Virginia, purchased a house in Compton and 2 new cars, excited by the promise and possibility of America. When they moved to their block in 1965, Keefe D said their family was the only black one. Little by little, white families started to move away, quote, like cockroaches fleeing when the lights were turned on, unquote, what Davis wrote in his memoir. One of 12 siblings, Keefe D grew up surrounded by his family. His mother died from colon cancer in 1980 when Davis was 15. Davis wrote that in 2014, he got the same cancer, now in remission, that killed his mother. 2 of his brothers also died, one from cancer, and the other one was shot in the streets of Compton. Keefe D said he first met Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight when he was 9 years old. He said he started getting involved with the Crips in 1971, mostly because it was what all the boys in the neighborhood were doing. He was working in Compton College, but it wasn't rolling fast enough, he said. He had an opportunity to sell drugs, and he liked how quickly he made money. Davis wrote, He went to the prison for dealing from 1985 to 1989, and he said the time in prison didn't rehabilitate him but made him a hardened gangster. Davis detailed his conversations with authorities over Shakur's death. Davis was 46 and facing federal drug charges, but agreed to speak to them so they would shred the indictment. So, Keefe D, how he involved in the murder of the infamous rapper Tupac Shakur. 3 other men believed to be in a white Cadillac the night of Shakur's shooting have died. Davis is the last living suspect in the case, police said. On the night of the shooting, Shakur and members of his entourage came to the Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand Arena. Shakur and Knight saw Davis's nephew, Orlando Anderson, in the hotel. Surveillance further showed Shakur and Knight beating the nephew, and the fight was stopped by hotel employees. News of the fight got back to Davis, and he started hatching a plan to get revenge. This is what the police said. Davis got a firearm from a close associate and gathered Orlando Anderson, dude named Terrence, dude named DeAndre, to go with him in the infamous white Cadillac. On July 17th, Las Vegas police searched his house in Henderson, Nevada. Detectives reported on the search warrant collecting multiple computers. So look, when they searched his house on July 17th, that was probably this past summer. Detectives reported on the search warrant collecting multiple computers, 40 caliber bullets, tubs containing photographs, a cell phone, and a hard drive. They also took a magazine that featured Shakur and a copy of Compton Street Legend. Man, oh man. Real quick, hit that like button. Comment your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I want to know what you're thinking. Do you know who Keefe D is? Do you remember this incident back in the 90s? Were you even alive? You know, Tupac Shakur, global phenomenon, awesome rapper, one of my favorites. Grew up listening to him. Basically, if y'all don't know the story, Tupac ran with a crew. This dude, Orlando Anderson, ran with another crew. Their crews were beefing. People were getting beat up. Chains were getting snatched. All that stuff had to do with gangs in California. Blood gang, Crip gangs. Sworn enemies. And Tupac seen Orlando Anderson at this MGM hotel at the Tyson fight. They boom bop bink got on Orlando Anderson. A couple hours later, Tupac got shot. Orlando Anderson's uncle, this Davis dude, Keefe D, recently, in the past couple years or whatever, he's been on some interviews, and he's basically telling, he's saying, yeah, me, so and so, yeah, we did it, yeah, whoop whoop, shot him. If I was on the side, I would have shot him, or whatever he's saying. He been on, I don't know how many interviews or whatnot. I think the interview I seen with him is Vlad. They are accused of Vlad being the police, but definitely in this situation, there's some self-snitching and self-telling going on, and he an older cat, he's 60 or 60 something right now. So you think an older cat would know not to, play them internet games. It's usually the young dudes that are on the internet with the guns and the gangs and telling on each other. But it's such a big phenomenon. Everybody want everyone to know, yeah, I'm a big gangster. Yeah, that's what I did back in my day. Yeah, it's almost like going to the county jail. You go into the county jail around here, all the old heads, they was all pimps, players, kings, hustlers, the biggest drug pens, everything. Woo, woo, woo. Most of them never bust a grape or sold a bag of weed. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, Keefe D, he was doing his thing on the interviews, telling it all. He wrote a memoir. I did not read the memoir. There's a couple, lines in it that I put in here, and man, it's crazy to think, dude getting indicted, 97. So, talking, 97, 2007, 2000, over 20 years, we're talking to 25, over 20 years, almost 30 years, man. It's crazy. But that just goes to show you all you, young dudes, or even the older dudes, if you out there in the street doing your thing, man, be careful, because they will come get you decades later. Tupac was such a big presence. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they're gonna be on that. Tupac's people probably put pressure on, and I mean, if it was me, I wouldn't, I wouldn't want someone walking around talking about, yeah, woo, 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 we did that, 20, I don't care if it's 20, 30 years ago. Tupac's brother come out, said, it's bittersweet, it's traumatizing for this to pop up, but, I think their family is happy that it happened. I know there's gonna be some fans out there. I know there's a lot of people out there that said, "Oh, we've been known." The whole little situation that was going on in California, and I feel like a lot of the police knew too. A lot of people already knew the situation and knew the players involved. A lot of deaths happened around that beef between the Tupac's Little Blood group and Orlando Anderson Little Crip group. Orlando Anderson ended up dying. Like I said, all them dudes are not around no more. That happened with the whole Tupac thing. Keefe D, they say Keefe D was the last one left. So, crazy, mind blown. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Drop your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. You guys fan of Tupac? You know who Tupac was? You listen to his music. You remember? Do you remember when this happened? Anyone's ever seen them Keefe D interviews that I'm talking about, that the police are convicted bro of? And I'll catch you on the next one. Much love, peace, blessings, much gratitude.